Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online, easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts, Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert, Adam Duran, answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie, how are you?
Good. Welcome back.
Hey, yes, a little jet lag, but I'm recovering.
Recovering?
Whew. Yes, recovering.
By this time next week, you'll be all set.
Yes, I will. All right.
What's on the docket today?
All right. Now, this is a specialized podcast, okay? So imagine you're a contractor and you're working for someone else, but you just have this itch. You got to go out on your own. You know, being an entrepreneur is very challenging. You know, you're working without a net, but you have the skills, the experience, and the drive to do it. So this podcast is for you to help you kind of in your mind plan what you need to do in order to start your own business and make it successful, because nobody likes starting their own business and then closing it.
No, I can't imagine that would be on anyone's top 10 list.
No. So, and when you're doing this, you got to prepare, right? You got to make that plan. So that way, you know, you basically kind of backstop yourself. You know, you just don't quit and tell the boss, I'm out. You got to prepare. And so that's kind of the idea about this podcast, because I do meet contractors all the time. And some of them, you know, believe it or not, they want to do this. They know the skills that they have are very valuable. And so they just don't know how to do it. So I thought this would be a great topic for a podcast.
Okay. Sounds
all
good.
Right.
Yep.
All right. And I know, Jamie, you definitely have experience doing this. So give us your tips as well. I'll stop talking in order to do that sometimes. Okay.
Yeah. Ready. Yeah. Give me a question. I'll do my best to answer it.
All right. So first thing, step one, what you're going to have to do if you're in this situation, and you can do it while working, you know, you can still do it as a side business. Do not name your business your name. Okay. That probably wouldn't. And Jamie, do you know the reason why you don't name the business your name?
Well, I know what your answer is going to be, but I know the main one is that there's probably 10 Chuck in a truck, and you don't want to be known as Chuck in a truck.
Yeah, very true. You don't want to be known as just one of the many. You also want to make a saleable business, right? So whenever you start a business, you're kind of planning on the exit strategy as well. And that means you're going to try and build an asset. So when you leave that business or decide you want to do something else, you can sell it, right? That's a very, and selling a business that's just your name, a little tougher to do. So I never recommend it. At this stage of the business, you know, brainstorm some great names. Think about what services you're going to be providing, and then open up a Google business profile. Okay, you're going to come up with your name, put that information into Google. You can we'll put it in the show notes how to do this. It's free. You can hide your address on there, so that way it's not your home address. You can do a small service area. Please do not say that you serve the whole state, even if you do, because then you won't be shown at all. Okay?
Yep.
Sound good? All right. Next, you can definitely do a website. I recommend you stay away from the AI ones right now, just because they do cost a lot of money over time to make, right? They'll hit you with that. Oh, you can get your $10 website. Yes, that's true. But then you're going to pay other fees on top of that, and you're going to be paying them monthly, and that's not good for anybody. Okay. So
Yep.
You can go to Wix, have a friend help you out doing that. Basically on your website, you want to have your 3 top money making services. your service area, and photos. Lots and lots of photos. Okay?
Yep.
Easy. All right. You're going to also, of course, set up a phone number. I always recommend Google Voice. It's a free service where you can set up a phone number for your business. That way, your cell phone isn't out there, and neither, of course, is your name really. Okay?
Yep.
Now, you want to start. Then the step 2 is once you have that Google listing, is you want to start getting reviews on that listing. The reviews, it's basically the new word of mouth. Without reviews, no one is ever going to call you, because they don't know if you're actually in business. They don't know what makes you different. They just don't do it. So no reviews. I know maybe there are some long-standing older companies that they rely on word of mouth that seem to be getting tons of business, which is great. You as a new business owner, though, you're going to have to get reviews. And the earlier you do this, the better it will be for your long-term health of the business. Okay?
Yep.
All right. So far, Jamie, are you with me? Any questions?
I am with you, but I got lots of differences, but no questions.
All right. Next up, make sure if you're a listener to the podcast, this is all about local SEO. So when you do that, create that website, you're going to add schema. You're going to add all the things that help make it a great site. Look back in our podcast, go to our library and search for those. Make sure that you're doing it correctly, or that you're hiring somebody to do it correctly for you. So that way you can be found in your city for the service that you want to be providing. And then you also want to be creating a Yelp page, a Nextdoor page, an Angie's page. These are other places where people can review you, and you can add photos of your work. So these are super important, and Google expects a regular, normal, everyday business to have them. So just do that. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Now, next one. Jamie might not like this one. It's called Google Local Service Ads. Because you don't have a whole lot of reviews, now, if you're trying to get leads into your business, Google Local Service Ads, that's that Google guaranteed part of Google. Once you undergo their certification process, you have your license and your insurance, then you can start Google Local Service Ads. So I recommend these for most of our clients who these ads are available to. So they're only available to certain categories. Anyway, if you're a contractor of some sort, then most likely they do offer these pay per lead ads. And so what that means is you only get charged for leads that Google has determined are real leads. So you can dispute them if they are not real leads, but you can also, every lead you can see is recorded. So you only get charged for those leads, as opposed to regular Google ads or Yelp ads, where you get charged for somebody looking at your ad, somebody clicking on the ad, and then somebody calling you through the ad. So you can get charged a number of times, and there's no dispute process in place for those. With Google Local Service Ads, there is, so that's why we recommend them. So far, so good?
Yep.
All right, last one. This is another one Jamie might not like. Start building your local referral network. So that means if you if you can join a local chamber of commerce, do that. If you can partner with, once you do that, if you can meet realtors at those chamber of commerce meetings, other plumbers, electricians, anyone on the trades, just like you, property management companies, that'd be a great place for you to start connecting with people who could refer you in the future. And of course, be ready to refer them back, because that's kind of how these referral relationships work. Join a BNI, those kind of things, or at least visit one, see how it is being your own boss as an entrepreneur by going to these networking meetings. It's a great way when you're starting out to see how to build your business, not just online, but through other word of mouth contacts.
Sounds good. Yep.
There you go. That was five, Jamie, 5 steps. Boom. Questions?
Yeah. Do you have any more?
Comments? There's tons more, but we only got time for 5.
Okay. Well, those are really good. And definitely starting a new business is not something to be taken lightly. And
No.
lots of businesses get crushed because they just don't have enough capital. So keeping your overhead as low as possible, renting, leasing equipment rather than buying makes a big difference as well. So preserve the cash. That's the big thing. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't if this is the kind of the right time with the economy, tariffs, all that kind of stuff that's happening. But I definitely understand wanting to be a contractor. It seems not a lot of travel involved, which is great. As far as going to other countries and other cities. But yeah, it's a great business. It's not an easy business. So I guess with that, we'll wrap it up
Well,
there. Oh, go
Jamie,
ahead.
you did have a point earlier when we were talking about this
Oh,
episode.
good.
Your point was well taken. Is that if you're thinking about going off on your own and you're well entrenched in the company that you're in, going to the company leadership and saying, hey, how about opening an office in an adjoining area? So maybe that you are that company's basically their branch provider for that service. Many company owners might want to do that. But in order to do that, they would have to make you a partner in that business. So that definitely is a great way to do it, because then you are building, you're not starting from zero. You're the systems already, but you can use those same systems for the whole business basically. And you can use that reputation, leverage that reputation to grow the business in your area where you might be based. So I thought that was a good solution. So if you haven't considered that, you might want to consider that.
Well, this is the first time you're bringing it up in the podcast, but we talked about it before the podcast. But in any event.
Yeah, you did. And I listened. Hey, weird.
Well, good. Anyway, there's lots of different ways to get a business started. And, that is certainly one way to minimize risk and, still keep goodwill with the employer. But I'm sure they've recognized that you have a contractor license for a reason. So that is not easy to get either, believe it or not. So everything's a process, but but Adam has some great advice on getting it started, and it does take a while. You got to expect about 3 years of not making money, and then lots of mistakes too, and those are expensive. But with that, we will wrap it up there, and maybe we'll make this a new series, and it'll be local business coaching in 10 instead of. But in any event, thank you very much, Adam. It's great to have you back. Great to get back on the air and get this information out to our listeners. If you enjoyed this podcast and a contractor or somebody thinking about becoming a contractor, share this podcast with them, because chances are they would really appreciate this information on how to get started, at least this part of getting started with the kind of the internet side and creating their own internet presence. Then also give us 5 stars wherever you're listening to it. And if you have any questions about this podcast, this topic, go to our website, Local SEO in 10, click on the podcast button, enter the search term, and generally be 2 or 3 podcasts that discuss this topic or any other of the topics that are interesting. And with that, we will leave it there. Thanks very much, Adam. We'll talk to you next week.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.